All right, here we're given a graph, and now we have to come up with the function. So what we want to do here is pretty much the same thing as what we did when we were building the graph. You need to find all your asymptote lines and your intercepts. So here what we want to do is let's start labeling them. So I see one here that's already drawn in. Looks like we have another one here at the y-axis for a vertical, and looks like we have a horizontal asymptote right here at y equals 0. So there's a horizontal, there's a vertical, there's another vertical right there. So we draw them in. Next, let's go find all our intercepts. So there's an x-intercept here at 2, 0, and nothing on the y-axis because that's a vertical asymptote. So that's our only x-intercept happening right there. So this horizontal asymptote right here is telling us that if it's y equals 0, that the top power must be a bit smaller than the bottom power to get to be y equals 0. So we're going to set this up where the top has to be smaller than the bottom degree. Case number 1. So here's my fraction setup. My x-intercept at 2, 0 tells me that's the factor that's going on the top. So that would be the binomial. Let's see, x equals 2. So we'll make that x minus 2. My asymptotes, my vertical asymptotes, these are the factors on the bottom. So x equals 0, that's going to be an x. And then x equals 4, we'll subtract over the 4. That's the binomial x minus 4. So those are the factors for the bottom. And we're done. That one is done. There's nothing. I mean, if we don't have a y-intercept, we really don't have a chance to see if there's something else that we have to multiply to this. But that looks good. And then what you could do is we can go to our calculator and graph this and see if you get the same picture. All right, next example. Let's see. Again, drawing all your asymptotes, intercepts. Let's get them all in. So, well, we definitely have y equals 2, x equals negative 2. We have an intercept at negative 4 and 0. And that looks like that's it. Okay, so horizontal asymptote. That tells me we're looking at case number 2 here. That means the top power and the bottom power have to be the same. So we have to have the same number of factors on the top with the same number of factors on the bottom. All right. And your leading coefficient ratio has to be a 2 over 1. All right, so let's see. X-intercept at x equals a negative 4. That will be the factor x plus 4. X equals 0. That's the factor just GCF of x. And vertical asymptote, x equals negative 2 gives me the binomial x plus 2. So that's the factor, wait a minute. I'm supposed to have 2 factors on the bottom. What's going on here? We're supposed to have the same degree. This would be x squared on the top. This is x to the first. So notice that with this vertical asymptote, the graph is not on alternating sides, where one's going up and one's going down. They're both going down. When that happens, either both sides go down or both sides go up, that's a multiplicity of 2. So we're going to take that 2 and move that to the power. That multiplicity of 2 becomes the power on my binomial, and now I'll have an x squared over an x squared. And wait a minute, something's still wrong here. We have to have a y equals 2. So you have to have a leading coefficient of 2x squared over 1x squared. So we got to take this 2 here and multiply it to the x. So this would be my final factored form. 2x times x plus 4. If you multiplied it out, it'd be 2x squared plus 8x. On the bottom, you'd have x squared plus 4x plus 4. 2x squared over 1x squared gives me that 2 over 1 ratio for that horizontal asymptote.